Thank you. My name is Lila Hart, and I am a stand-up comedian. I feature for the great Chrissie Mayr. I actually met all of these lovely ladies who are now my friends on SimpCast. The first time I really live streamed was with Chrissie, and she introduced me to everybody because I got canceled out of Los Angeles. But that's okay, because now I'm here. Yes, I'm not in my chibi costume because I wanted to wear this lime green thing. It's cute though, right? I got it on Amazon. I'm really excited about it. It was super on sale. It was $2. Yay. Who doesn't love a deal? I mean, it's like literally just one piece of cloth and they wrapped it around me. But yeah, I also make documentary films with my husband. We made American History of Voter Fraud, 2 Hours of Dick Gregory, Up the Rivers of Joan Rivers, and our latest film, The Trial of Anthony Fauci. So look it up.
Somebody didn't hit the go live button, so I'm gonna have to redo what I said before. Welcome to SimpCast, live from Anime Matsuri Convention. This is my first time at Anime Anonymous, so I was not prepared. I've been to a couple MegaCon conventions, and gosh, it's a very interesting combination of girls with their tits out, pictures of girls with their tits out, and that, for some reason we have a convention full of like horny dudes, half-dressed women, and then also swords.
And the men in maid costumes. For some reason, every guy at this convention decided to be a maid. Every time you see a maid, it's no longer a woman. It's guaranteed to be a guy.
And then just like hoping and praying that everything's gonna be okay. These are swords for sale, but don't unsheath them till you get home.
Like you're just walking around and you see pictures of like naked anime guys about to bust a nut, and then you just see the children walking by and you're like, just right in the front.
There actually is a panel here called like cosplaying for minors, and I would love if like it's if they walk in the room and it's just Chris Hansen is sitting there. Like, have a seat. Like, where are the minors? Where are the costumes? Ah, shit. And you just get thrown into an ambulance. I'm Chris Hansen.
I will say there's a lot of I just got into anime like hardcore a few months ago. When I get into something, I go in very deep. And I'm on a fairy tale forum on Reddit. Are you guys fairy tale fans? I love fairy tale. It's part of my personality now. But there's a character named Wendy who is adorable. But there's a lot of people posting on these Reddit forums like, I have a crush on Wendy, but Wendy canonically is supposed to be a 12, 13-year-old girl. And it gets really scary. I understand she's not a real person. She's a cartoon. But the art about this 13-year-old fictional character still disturbs me.
Yeah, and when
welcome to the community.
Yeah, Lolicon's big issue.
Okay, I forgot where I was. For those watching at home, what you're probably not seeing our whole outfits. I apologize. This looks very much like an HR kind of meeting because it's nothing but cunty women.
At least you don't abuse the employees.
Well, stay after the panel.
I'll step on you.
She'll step on you. This is fun. Lila did step on somebody yesterday for $20. How do you figure out what to charge for that? I don't even need a mic.
Does anybody else want me to step on them?
That's crazy that you got $20 because
How is that crazy, Brittany?
I'm gonna say.
Is that really crazy? I should have charged $100.
So it's crazy because the girls were walking around with the step on me signs, and there was some pussy inflation because it was only $2 to be stepped on the sign. Like they were walking around only charging $2. It went
Well,
down
that's not me. Okay, we get $2 for super chats. I think if I'm in real life, it should be at least 20.
Not with this economy, apparently.
Me and Lila are really out of sorts. We left yesterday to go to the Alex Jones Awards in Austin. No, it was the American Liberty Awards. We drove there, and then we drove back in the same night, and it was really fun. Dr. Peter McCullough was there, and I made this joke. I was like, he's a really great doctor. He's in the back giving free breast exams. I was like, I just had one. He was really thorough. It was a shit show. It was really fun. Alex Jones wasn't there, but his son was there, who looks a lot like him if you squint hard enough.
And I performed a stand-up set, and at the end of my set, someone literally passed out from heat exhaustion. But so it was great. I was literally killing.
2 people passed out from heat exhaustion within 5 minutes of each other, and it was really funny / not funny because they were giving an award for like best documentary film, and they were like, and the winner of best documentary film is, and then somebody passes out, and then they go, died suddenly. And then people were like just nervously laughing, and then we couldn't see because there's so many people there, and then we're like, someone should really go check and see if they've died. But I made the joke. I was like, this is the first event that you have to show proof that you're not vaccinated to get in. It did pretty well overall. It was fun. There were a lot of old people there. Not like this crop of youthful folks. I think at some of these panels, like anime, you guys have it down. Like you're all professionals at that. But I think some of the panels should be like how to unhook a bra, like how to work on your eye contact, how to talk to women. I have ideas for next year. How to take a shower. Wow.
And make sure you do so at Reed Street Soap.
This has been in my head all weekend because I was like, I was talking to Anna, a Star Wars girl, because she's gone to so many of these. She couldn't make this one. I was like, do you have any tips or tricks for like the convention, how to, measure out your time? Like she said, she was like, well, let people know, like, don't feel like you have to be at your booth all day long. You can do just a few hours if you want. And then she said, don't be afraid to shower. She said that to me, and I've been thinking about it I'm like, does she think I don't shower enough? Because we've been on a couple of these trips together and shared a room. I'm like, maybe I didn't shower enough. I don't know. Anna, if you're watching, you're fucking with me. So it's okay. It was fun. It's good to be here. I don't know. I'm learning about anime. Like I'm having people teach me stuff. Like I said to Vic, I'm like, I'm a big fan of Full Metal Jacket.
Okay, let me give you some tips. So if you see a really hot girl in anime, it's probably a guy. That child you see, yeah, she's 3,000 years old. And
We saw
if you
that.
see a couple, they're probably siblings.
I'm 3,000 years old.
Not from the back. If you guys get an Amber Alert during the panel, it's for Lila. Just ignore it. She's here safe. Okay, what is something I did kind of want to talk about was, and I don't have, next year I'll have a projector. It's hard to do this like without a projector, but I want to talk about, and we talk about this a lot on other shows that I'll do, like Friday Night Tights, but like, the race swapping, the ruining of our beloved franchises. And I keep coming across videos of the woman who is playing the new remake of Snow White, Rachel Zegler.
Don't forget about the dwarfs.
The
one
dwarves.
dwarf, you mean? The one dwarf. Do you know how many like little people are so furious about this? I mean, I can't go on TikTok without all of these people just like
We are furious. We're
You took
angry.
jobs from people. You took jobs from little people. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
these aren't
insane.
gigs. These are jobs. These are midget jobs.
This is gonna be the most like N-rigged situation I do. Let's see if you guys can hear this. I'm gonna play a clip of Rachel Zegler talking about. This is her trying to promote the movie. Let's see.
There's a big the original cartoon came out in 1937.
I'm a tech expert.
there's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
She knows him.
So we
Hold
didn't
it,
do
pause that for a
this
second.
gigantic guy in the
Pause
movie.
that.
Benji Berna, great dude.
What do you mean he stalks her? She
Prince
knows
Charming
him.
is a stalker.
She knows him. You see that in the beginning of the film. He goes and sings to her, and she clearly knows him. The reason she hides is because she's in rags and doesn't want him to see her in rags. She knows him. What do you mean he stalks her?
I guess he's a stalker. in this
Continue
movie.
it. I have more things to yell about.
I'm already mad.
Interest scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I'm gonna.
All of his scenes might get cut. There might just be no
Does she die in the end then?
no Prince Charming in the Snow White. I'm sorry, if there's no man and there's no kissing, like I'm not interested. What? No one's watching Snow White for like sassy takes or like a cool plot twist.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like brunette Marilyn Monroe, and she's turning her into this like.
She's based on Betty Boop. I can go. My whole thesis was
Based on
Disney.
Betty Boop?
She's based on Betty Boop. So here's the thing: what pisses me off about this girl? I don't care if she's a light-skinned Latina and that's what they chose. I don't care about the race. I don't care about what really she looks like so much. What makes me angry is how much dissent she has for not only this amazing character, but how revolutionary this movie was to not only Disney and animation, but movie making history. This was the first animated feature film ever made. It changed the way we make movies, the way we do animation. It changed history forever. And when the people went into that theater, people had an idea of fairy tales, not the way that we do now. But when she died, when she was sleeping in that glass coffin, died, people thought she was dead, and people were sobbing in the theater at the premiere. And when the prince shows up and kisses her, there was a standing ovation. People were cheering. And that changed the way people viewed cartoons, animation, and movie making forever. So for her to be so condescending to Snow White, who is the reason she now has a job, the reason the Walt Disney Company even exists today, is the most egotistical thing you can make. And I talked to Chris about this last night. We were with Gary, and Chris said, these aren't even her words. She's being told to say this stuff because they think the audience wants to hear this. Well, now it's starting to backfire because, again, I'll be on TikTok, I'll be on Twitter, and I see nothing but people listening to what she is saying and correcting her and saying, this is one of the most revolutionary movies of its time, and you're sitting here spitting on it.
I think, I understand them wanting to modernize Snow White. If they really wanted to modernize it, they should have had Snow White have a gangbang with the dwarfs. I feel like that would have made it super modern, and then it make her start an OnlyFans, and she's gangbanging the dwarfs. That would have been an epic movie of the times to really represent
But why does she need to be a
what's
girl
going
boss?
on in the world right now.
Why does she need to be a girl boss? We've seen so many
She needs to get gangbanged and girl bossed on OnlyFans.
We've seen so many girl boss renditions of these princesses, and mainly Snow White for some reason, like Snow White and the Huntsman. There was other one that like randomly turned into a Bollywood film at the end. We don't need more girl boss characters, because the most amazing thing about Snow White, in my personal opinion, is that she is kind, she is fair, and she has this unwavering optimism that made her stand out from the rest. And that is what made Snow White strong. And instead, you're going to replace her with the same copy-paste girl boss thing that we've seen over and over and over again. And it's boring. It's boring. I want something that is unique and different, even if it's just simple as being a nice person.
Yeah, and one thing I don't understand with this and with all kinds of stuff spanning from like comic books, video games, all that, is they're hiring people who hate the original adaptation that they're remaking.
It
So
wasn't even just hate.
what's
She
the
said
point
she
of
like
that?
watched it once, and then that was it. She didn't even like it. Like not even effort into the original source.
No, we need someone to play this role that is as passionate as Ashton. They should have hired Ashton to be Snow White.
You know what I would have done to make it modern? This is what I would have done. I thought what it should have been was Snow White ends up in a village of dwarves. So not just 7 dwarves, a village of dwarves.
She wanted the LPA, Little People of America, to come be part of the film. I agree.
I would have had every little person have a job. And what happens is Snow White
Give
shows
them
up.
jobs.
And it's basically these people who are just regular people who happen to be little, and they're outcasted by the evil queen, so they have a common interest not being liked by the queen. So then the 7 dwarves make an army to fight against the queen.
And the queen is very old and can't walk upstairs and has a son who does cocaine.
You mean Joe Biden?
It's relatable.
I'm honestly
They should gangbang. Yeah. This would be rated R and would probably leave a lot of people out. It would be modern.
I feel like we should just be grateful that she's not trans. Like, I was expecting Snow White to be trans, to be honest. Like, they just fully take away all identity from Snow White.
Snow White and the 7 surgeries. But that would have to be like NC-17. Well, I guess.
Or like the queen could have been trans, like, because she's trying to be like Snow White, like, and she has the envious, like, she gets to have a period.
Then it turns into the Barbie movie again.
Genders. All the dwarfs are a different gender.
What I don't like about Rachel Zegler, and she's 22 years old. Like Ashton said, these are a lot of just modern girl boss talking points that she's just repeating. She is retarded. And she doesn't know any better. But it's very sad that young women will listen to her and think, oh, the only way that I can be a strong woman is to be masculine, is to not need a man. And like, that's just not true. Like if all of us thinks about like the strong women in our lives, like many of them are good mothers, good aunts, good grandmothers, are nurturing, have taken care of you or somebody that you love. It's just like not realistic, because I just don't think there are more girl bosses or potential girl bosses than there are like nurturers.
Well, the funny thing is these girl bosses are all written by men. So I don't understand like how this is progress. If anything, we're taking all these female characters with very unique personalities and saying, nope, she needs to be the exact copy of every other girl boss type character that's come out. And they're doing this to characters that are already very strong. Like Tomb Raider, for example, was already strong as is, but they said, nope, she's just not feminist enough. And then they give her the same person.
Well, that was run by a woman too. So, I mean, the women aren't doing any better. If anything, worse when you look at Phoebe Waller-Bridge and stuff. So I'd say give it back to the men.
Let's see what else she says. I just like my ability to play her into the microphone.
Standing there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
It was part of her rant that she was like, I'm in a costume. I need to be paid. Like, look, that's your job, is to keep the dress on.
I was
costume's
scared of the
ugly,
original
too.
Cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like.
Again, Snow White's Scary Adventures, that could go back to the gangbang, Lila's idea.
My question is, why is it that more people at conventions are willing to honor the original characters than the actual actors for the movies? Like, people are doing it for free and doing a better job at it.
Do you mean cosplaying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cosplayers are doing it for free and they do it better.
I've seen cosplayers make the most intricate, historically accurate Disney princess dresses, but then we get these movies where Emma Watson's wearing like this prom dress from 2012, and then the dress that's coming out for the Snow White movie looks like it's made out of the most cheap Spirit Halloween material I've ever seen. So my question is, like, Disney is a billion-dollar company, and sure, they're losing a lot of money, but they still have money in the costuming department to make good costumes, and they're just not doing it. And on top of that, Rachel Zegler is admitting she doesn't care about the character. And this is the same thing that happened with Doctor Who. So when Matt Smith and Pier Capaldi were the doctors, the writing went downhill, but you could still enjoy the show because you could watch that show and see that Matt Smith and Pier Capaldi cared about the character. Whereas Jodie Whittaker clearly doesn't. In every interview, when she does her acting, you can tell she's just basically taking what the past doctors have done before and trying to just copy it. So you can tell when an actor actually cares about what they're doing and what they're portraying.
I was going to say, I'm curious for the people in here who plan to have children or have children. Will you be showing your kids the original Snow White or the one that's coming out? Raise your hand for the original. The whole room raised their hand.
It hasn't come out yet. Maybe it's really good.
Yeah, but based on what they know.
Wait till the end credit scene.
So I'm kind of curious if with all these remakes and stuff, if this whole generation is just going to, or a few generations are just going to show their children what we watched as kids instead and just skip over this entire movie generation of the
It's a
past
good
15
point
years.
that Ashton brought up about like the care, just from seeing the the cosplay costumes this weekend. I've been so blown away. The standards seem so incredibly high, as they should be, and I feel like there's a care for like lore and story and history of it all. And I can tell just by the looks that I've been getting for wearing this costume. I've been getting a lot of dirty looks, and I'm like, good, I should be getting them. I look like shit in this. No, I have Ronald McDonald shoes. This does not go. This doesn't, I'm wearing my pajama shorts under this. These costumes were made for people who don't plan on bending over the whole day. Maybe Sailor Moon got her name because you can see my whole ass.
I saw
when
plenty
I
of
bend
cosplays
over.
where they didn't have to bend over.
What? Oh, she's 14?
She's 14.
All right, canceled. I'm canceled again. No. I did not do any of that in high school. I waited till I was almost 19. I met a very nice Brody from Rusted Root, and I lost it with dignity. This might be the last time we're allowed at this panel. Let's go back to Rachel Zegler.
Terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. It's no longer
I know you guys
1937.
can't see it, but she has this like nasty, bitchy look on her face. She's like, actually, I didn't see Snow White. Like she just has this like, I just ate bitter, expired milk look on her face or drank it.
She's super arrogant.
Absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Leader Snow White? Okay, that doesn't make sense because the evil queen stepmother has literally made her to the point where she is scrubbing the outside stairs, living in rags. Like she's not thinking about power. She's not in a power position. So what is she talking about? Her dad is dead. Like all the other Disney characters. This proves that Rachel Zegler has not watched the film or knows what Snow White is about. It makes me so angry. Like this is what happened with The Witcher, right? The reason The Witcher was so good with someone like Henry Cavill, who cares about the source material, was basically watching, like looking over every writer's shoulder, making sure everything was written perfectly, everything was done perfectly. And now that he's gone, they're just gonna find a new actor for a paycheck.
I have a caveat. So what's interesting is I was at Vic Mignogna's panel yesterday, and he was talking about voice acting and how he sometimes auditions for anime, for example, JoJo's, where he didn't even know it. He just thought it looked cool, and it's like season 4 that he's auditioning for. And I think there's a difference between that and this woman, I don't even know her name, who's really bad at playing Snow White. And it's the enthusiasm, right? So when Vic Mignogna speaks out, he's like, yeah, but it looked cool, and it was so much fun. And then he gets to know the anime. Versus someone like this, they're completely ungrateful and very entitled and are like, I'm going to make these changes to this thing I saw like once and I don't even remember it. So there's a difference between the two, between not knowing the source material and being enthusiastic versus entitled and demanding changes that don't even make sense, as Ashton said.
I don't even blame Rachel because, again, she's young and retarded. And I think if like the older people around her, the writers and such, were like, no, we're doing it the old school way, we're doing it the classic way, she'd be like, okay, because she's just an actor and they just do what they're told. So I don't necessarily, she's kind of just a tool here. There's an audio jack here.
I just don't understand.
I could have been using
I
the
just
audio.
don't.
I could have been using the audio jack the whole time. But you know what? I'm going to do it my way.
I just don't understand why they can't find actors who actually care about the source material. It's not that, honestly, going to conventions, because I remember when Ezra Miller was first launched as the Flash, before like all the weird stuff came out, I just thought to myself, he looks nothing like Barry Allen. So I don't understand why they keep hiring people.
I know why, Ashton. Because everybody in Hollywood that cared about truth and, you know, all the things were pushed out, all right? So that's why. You're like, why do they have all these fake people? I don't know, because maybe these people believe in all the fake shit that they're shoving in us. Okay? And the people that said no to certain things got pushed away. Maybe the people who cared about real Snow White stuff didn't take the poison. And now they have all these people in there who did. And those are the only people that get to be part of it. That's why. So you're like, why can't they find actors? They could, but they don't want those actors because they didn't take the poison. So that's why we're stuck with all these shitty movies. That's the truth. And the election was stolen.
Hello, YouTube. I love you, Lila. Let's see what else is happening.
And the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago. It's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we...
No one's watching Snow White to watch a powerful woman. If they want to see that, they're going to watch She-Hulk, okay? That's just like... That's why the Barbie movie was so successful. Like, nobody knew what to expect going into it, but they were like, oh, it's nostalgia. It's going to be a lot of pink. The trailer looked good. And that was more or less what people got. I just don't think...
I just think Disney would rather... It's just weird to me that Disney would rather lose millions of dollars in these films that nobody is asking for than paying their workers what they want. It's just the weirdest thing to me. It's like it's almost like they want to lose money. They enjoy... It's like a weird kink. They enjoy losing millions of dollars. Like, yes, take it. They have like a weird femdom syndrome.
Wait, what was it like?
They have a femdom thing. They like to lose money. They're just like, yes, take it. Yes. They like to lose all their money. Making these just let the money burn. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They just like enjoy losing this money because they're losing millions and millions and millions of hundreds of millions of dollars every time they make these films. And then the fans are like, hey, this is a much better idea. And they don't want to listen. They're just like, no, burn it all. So,
Yeah.
This is why anime is becoming more popular because they don't have this issue of like making it super politically correct, sometimes to the point of detriment, right, with lolicon. But I think that's why you see an increase with that, with Japan versus the Western stuff is like losing interest.
yeah, but then Funimation went ahead and, I don't know. Yeah, Funimation went ahead and screwed that for themselves by firing such a great voice actor like Vic Mignogna over false allegations. So, I want to say that anime is in the right place, but
Doing better, at least overall, in terms of like actually trying to make entertainment and storytelling.
The only thing Vic is guilty of is staying so youthful because he drinks adrenochrome.
Fuck Lila. I thought this was going to be like a nice compliment. Like, he moisturizes, he takes care of himself. Keeping everyone on their toes. He is a youthful, beautiful man with a lot of leather pants. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. But yeah, I'm noticing with all like the anime prints for sale, filling up this whole convention hall. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of hot-looking women that look very womanly. It's not like girl bosses, going to Home Depot together. I would buy that print, actually.
Came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms, is what makes it so relevant to where we are today.
The original
I don't know. I bet it's going to be Snow White just making the 7 dwarf people just carry her bags. And
I feel like they don't even know what the movie's about. I really don't think they know what the movie's about. They're just told to go to an interview and say, hey, be as girl boss as you can be and just hope it works out. Because these talking points I feel are very 2015 and they don't seem relevant to Snow White at all. I really don't think they even have really a script yet. I think they don't know what the movie's about yet.
Well, and something I do want to add. Okay, hi, this is Inosuke. Anyway, I think there is room for girl boss. It's just you don't have to turn everything into it. I mean, look at classic Lara Croft from the 90s. That was done right. And you look at like Mikasa from Attack on Titan. That's done right. And anime in general does the powerful female characters very well. So you know, it's not saying that every single female character has to be a damsel in distress, but there's just a right and a wrong way to do it. And also when you're readapting something that's already existed to completely flip the script on that, that's where it gets retarded.
I am not interested in being a girl boss. I only want to be girl dictator.
Maybe they could modernize it by making Prince Charming like heavily influenced by Andrew Tate. And like he's just hey Snow White, like I'm really in love with you. Why don't you come back to my castle and webcam for money? With all the other and then Snow White gets there and she's like, what are these other princesses doing here? I thought I was the only one. What's Cinderella doing here?
I feel like they already did that with Barbie though, with Ken. Now every guy is going as Ken this Halloween, which is a good thing.
That.
I support this. I think it's funny for them to go as Ken.
Every man is Andrew Tate now.
Every man is wearing pink.
Every man is Andrew Tate.
I'm here for it. I like Andrew Tate. He keeps me young and on my toes. Andrew Taint? His name's not Andrew Taint? Oh well. Well, time for verbal super chats.
Yay!
Come on, Spirit on. We don't know what we're doing, so if you have a question or a compliment to give one of us, just come up here.
So in the original movie, Snow White breaks into a random home and starts cleaning it.
Really?
Like that's
Oh, it's so messy in here. And then her animal friends come in like, okay, we'll just start licking the plates.
so yeah, her vision is not
It's not accurate.
no, not at all.
Why aren't women tried anymore? Why don't they break into homes and clean them anymore? We need to
Yeah,
return.
Just leave the door open for them. I love that. Hello, Lila. Are you an anime fan, Lila?
Yeah, I'm chibi.
You were chibi the other day, and then you were like, "This wig is giving me a migraine," and you threw it out the window.
Can you imagine like you're a guy and you walk into your house, there's just some chick sweeping, there's deers like in your kitchen sink linking the plates, and the deer, like the birds are wiping their butts on the curtains trying to clean it.
This is like a what would you do tweet. Like they post a picture of a girl and they're like, what would you do if I was here in your house right now? The original thirst trap.
I would just say it's hunting season for the animals.
I didn't notice that. I have to rewatch the original.
Okay, first of all, dictator tot. Secondly, Brittany, I don't know if you've thought about this yet, but technically you can be bimbo black ops if, you know.
Oh my God, you're so right. Thank you. We are running the Bimbo Black Ops lately.
Mayor shirt. I love it.
Great shirt. Great shirts, everybody. Let's do a t-shirt giveaway. All right. What's a very obscure fact about one of us? Yeah, do a trivia question and we'll give away. Yes, which one of us was born a man? We've been modernized for a modern audience. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What month and day was Ashton born?
We're doxing each other for trivia?
Month and day. This is public information.
Yeah, I'm being hyperbolic
Yes.
with the doxing.
Who knows her social security number?
Her mother's maiden's last name.
If anybody knows my bra size, you will get a free shirt. Yes, you're correct. Somebody listens to me. Yay! All right, it's downstairs.
I saw Chrissy's boobs this morning when I woke up, and it was the
It's called a natural alarm clock.
I woke up this morning, I just seen Chrissy naked from the shower.
I was not naked. I was in my underwear.
But your boobs were out, and that was the first thing I woke up to this morning.
I was trying to be quiet, but everyone was already awake already.
The audience is like, please describe this in detail, Ashton.
The dumbest thing is when you're trying to be quiet and then people are awake already. So you're just like tiptoeing around for no reason.
We had a pillow fight.
Melonie had to sleep on the cuck chair. It was
Okay, Melonie, I was like, we were all sharing a bed. There were 4 of us in the room, 2 beds, and then we walk in and one bed was completely empty, but then it was Ashton on one bed, and then Melonie was sleeping on like the chair. And I was like, did you guys get into a fight or something? I'm like, did Ashton like take her tits out? Like what happened? Why were you sleeping on the chair?
We walked in the hotel room and I'm like, I'm claiming the cup chair. That's mine. That's where I'm
like,
sleeping.
was it comfy? Was it?
It was.
really
I
great?
slept like a baby. It was amazing.
Cuck chairs save lives. Okay.
Does anybody else have this chair in their hotel room? It's like a long chair. Did you sleep in that chair? No. You're going to?
Nobody sat in it.
I wonder how many famous people have sat in that cuck chair. Like, I wonder how many of them are secretly using the cuck chair, rent out hotel rooms. Who do you think is who do you think is using the cuckold chair regularly?
I don't know, but I want to know why hotels don't give hand soap. Like, I swear to God, every time I go to a hotel, there's never any hand soap. Like, what are you supposed to do?
The little bars of soap.
That's supposed to be for your body. They give you 2 tissues, half of a mini bar of soap, and they're like, good luck.
I was annoyed at how modern the shower was. It's too modern.
The water smells like chlorine. Something's wrong with the water, you guys. I'm serious. Yeah, but seriously, something's wrong with the water. You should get a water filter if you can afford one. Otherwise, you're gonna die. It's okay. I want to kill myself, but if I do it, I'm just gonna hang myself with dental floss. What's wrong with saying that? You're not allowed to say that.
What's
it's
worse?
a joke.
What's worse?
I said I'm gonna hang myself with dental floss.
What's worse, death
just
or becoming a gay
joking.
frog from the water? Death or becoming a gay frog from the water?
Oh, I think being a frog would be cool. I've always wanted to be an amphibian.
You're a gay frog. It's very
That's fine. I'm a
distinct.
frog. I'm a frog. If I was a frog, I would just jump on things.
If the frogs are turning gay, that means we're going to have to pay our tax dollars toward that, too.
I am a frog. Look at me. This is what I'm cosplaying as, a frog. A tree frog. Hurry, someone let me climb on them.
Yeah. We're tax exempt. Frogs are tax exempt.
I like that you're the sober one, Lila. Okay, let's see. What were some of your peaks and pits of this convention this weekend? Just yell them out.
I made Hickman on a break with a censor sign. He could not stop laughing.
He broke a sign?
No. So I was using this as a means to help.
Mjolnir.
It says hentai
How can you
police
lift
on
that?
it.
Horny bonk.
Horny bonk and then hentai police.
Yes.
So why did you choose Thor's hammer?
Because it's very simple. I
Do
run
you
around
think
with a
Thor
group
is
of guys.
anti-hentai?
No. I run around with a group of guys who they are in full kit, but there is something about them that makes them.
But Thor would be anti-hentai is what you're saying.
It's pervert police. This special entities unit.
Thor is the hentai police, confirmed. This is canon.
I mentioned Pippa to Vic Mignogna yesterday.
What'd you say?
He's like, "Who's Pippa?"
Who is Pippa?
She's a
Pippa Middleton is the only Pippa I know.
Who is Pippa?
Pippa. She's a VTuber.
Oh.
I had her on his stream once.
Call him gay.
Cam has everyone on his stream. He's a hoe. Like
Aww. He's right here.
Yeah, he's right here, like.
He's right there.
He can be a sweet, loving hoe. Okay, it just doesn't make.
He's a sweet man.
I was very talented. You should all watch his live.
Everyone watch
talented
Camelot. Watch Nerdrotic. Watch Chris Gore.
His girlfriend's next to
Watch
him, like,
Cecil.
really?
All right, I'm sending Cecil a link. Let's see if he's available to jump on the stream. Do-do-do-do-do.
I think maybe you guys should say your highlights and lowlights of the
Ooh,
convention.
highlights and lowlights.
Yeah.
Honestly, karaoke was really cool the other night. Nick Ricada was singing. Gosh, Cecil did pretty good. I sang Black Velvet they had put the lights on already. They were wiping down the counters. I was like, I get it. Like you want to shut this place down. It was more just performance. Everyone thinks they're very good at karaoke, but then you get up there, you're like, oh, I'll be good. Everyone else sucks. I'll be the good one though. Okay.
My highlight was my new assistant, Sam, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Sam. He pushed me on that Costco cart all the way here so I would not have to walk, which was great. I also found that Costco cart randomly in the convention, so it might belong to someone. But I just took it and no one stopped me. It was by a trash can. I couldn't carry Chrissy's drink and all my stuff. And then I met Sam and he's like, I'll push you on it. And I was like, perfect. So thank you, Sam. That was my highlight. Happy birthday. And Julia's birthday is also tomorrow. Julia! We love her.
I thought it was interesting. At Vic's panel yesterday, he was explaining, I'm sure everyone here can relate with the whole parasocial thing, but he was explaining that when he does voice acting, it's alone, and so he might never meet the voice actors. And then sometimes at conventions he does, and he's like, oh my God, like he feels like he knows them, like hello, and like, but they don't like personally know him. So I thought it was funny, even voice actors can have parasocial relationships.
What, people were like recognizing his voice, not his face?
Because like when you voice act, you're in the booth alone. So like when you meet the voice actor, they don't necessarily know it's you.
So what do? Just like listen until they find? Sounds complicated. I've been told I have a face for voice acting.
Chris, you got face for everything.
All right, that's a joke.
A face for bukkake.
What? This is best.
Immediate.
I don't care that we'll never
instruction.
be invited back. I'm having fun. We're having fun.
This is why they gave us the Sunday panel.
They're like, we're going to put you on Sunday. And in fact, could you do it out by the dumpster?
We don't want you to be on the busiest day of the weekend.
Busiest? Yeah, nobody wants that. I don't want that. This is fine. This is good.
I will say that I do enjoy Anime Matsuri because it really does focus on the cosplay aspect and the panel aspect. I do enjoy getting autographs and meeting celebrities and whatnot, but there's a weird epidemic amongst like washed. I'm not going to say any names of those who have slid into my DMs or other people's DMs.
I know
I'll
who
get
you're
in
talking
trouble. But there's an epidemic amongst like male celebrities who are kind of, their careers were in the 90s and haven't left the 90s, and they'll like sort of find these different cosplay girls on Instagram and slide into their DMs
Like
trying
you?
to hook up. Yeah, I've had several encounters. One time there was an issue where me and 6 other girls got the same exact copy paste message from one male celebrity. And it's so
That's weird. I didn't get that DM.
it's so wild.
Mine are open.
It's just wild to me that all of these men
Ashton, oh my God, when you're 45, you're going to be like, wow, I really miss when I got hit on constantly. Those were the days. Enjoy it now.
You
in
gotta
your
send
youth.
them, Ashton. It's simple. Just respond to them with your PayPal link.
Oh.
That's the thing
True.
is I see all these if this is happening to so many girls at all these different cons from these very high level, like I guess very well known actors, why is it no one, I mean, I'm all for like, hooking up with someone is not illegal or anything, but in the world of Me Too, why is it we never hear about this stuff happening, but then someone like Vic, it just blew up with all of these allegations with no evidence or anything. So that's something that I kind of like.
Depends who you piss off and like what their motives are. Yeah.
Who you piss on might be like what it is actually. But that's what I'm saying is like all of like these like male celebrities, I'm talking about high level people.
Just say who it was.
I don't want to say who it was.
It won't leave the room or the internet. Just say.
It was someone horny.
But like they'll be all these girls' DMs, and then there has to be at least one or two people who screenshot this and put this on the internet if this is happening to so many girls. But then people like Vic get just falsely accused.
It was Andy Dick.
It was someone that was meme level like that, actually. It's actually not a bad guess. No,
Everyone
worse.
go around and guess.
Old, like vintage meme. No.
I just don't understand why all this stuff is happening.
Should we say what
Like, why he
his
got
name
fired.
rhymes with?
If I say what it rhymes with, it gives it away.
Yeah, it gives it way away. I'm gonna say this. Well, I've had multiple instances, but like they were both happening to be very big in the 80s and 90s. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can we give away?
Can
the
we do
race?
a show called Inside Ashton's DMs? Yeah.
Robin Williams' ghost was in my DMs apparently. No, it was not Robin Williams. But no, it's. I will say one
Name
is
a
a
movie
very.
he was in.
One has played a very famous slasher. That's all I'm gonna say about one of them. Close, but it wasn't.
This is like who's that Pokemon? But who's that Sim? Dun dun dun. It's. Carrot Top. Who do you guys wish would simp for you? Do you guys have any simp dreams?
Simp requests.
Gojo. Who do you wish?
Gojo, come on. We're having anime Matsuri. Who doesn't know who Gojo is?
Is that what they use to mop the floors in the restaurants? Well, does anyone have any questions before we're banned? Ooh, I like your costume.
Autistic virgin? Wait, come in the camera? Come in front of the camera with that.
Wow.
Woo!
Did that come with your ticket to the convention?
Do any ladies want to turn in from being autistic virgin to just autistic? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Anyone fix one of these problems, please? But no, it's a Neopunk FM t-shirt. Right there. Yeah. But okay, what my question was, so we all know like the Barbie movie was actually pretty like surprisingly based and all that. I guess you guys have already ranted about it before, but what are the kind of things you would want to what are like the soulful things you want to see back in like media, movies, and all this? Like, what are the aspects of things that like these dipshits are like missing out on?
Romance.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's people are already sick of it. It's just like, oops, I don't mean come. I think we're cycling out of girl bosshood. We're all horny. Who said that? He's been randy up for the last hour. Okay.
I'm just energetic today.
Yeah, romance would be good, and bringing back like strong female characters that are not girl bosses, that are like nurturing, that are mothers, that are like aunts, sisters, and know how to make a sandwich.
I think freedom of choice. You know what I'm saying? That would make actors better if they didn't force them to do certain things. We just have the shitty actors who fell for the shitty thing, That's why it sucks. I don't care. I'll say it again. I think we haven't said it enough. We're like, why are all these bad things happening? I don't know. Start at the top.
I want to see, this isn't movies, but I want to see girl bands make a comeback, like Destiny's Child.
that's
Like,
fun.
we haven't had one in like 20 years. That'd be fun.
I want to see more anti-heroes and stuff actually done right. Think of a character like Lara Croft, turn her back into an anti-hero. She doesn't have to be a goody two-shoes character. She doesn't need to preserve artifacts. Let her be a grave robber unapologetically.
Or like a dad that finally came back after going out for cigarettes 20 years later.
I was gonna say more anti-heroes and more villain to hero character arcs, or more hero to villain character arcs. I really like a character with a good story and a good personality. I think a lot of the characters in today's movies are very bland and very much copy pasted. I know I say copy paste a lot, but that's really what it feels like when I watch a movie nowadays. So I just want characters that the audience can put themselves in and understand and relate to.
I want to say one thing that I want to stop seeing is like the over-the-top fan service. It's to the point where it doesn't contribute anything to, in anime especially, it's to the point where it doesn't contribute anything to the story and the whole thing becomes like a gag instead of like a part of the anime where it's actually in good taste. Like back in the day, like with Inuyasha, for example, Rumiko specifically wrote in like, hey, don't show upskirt shots of Kagome. Like make sure if it is upskirt, it's like covered because it would take away from the story or make it become too much of like a Coomer pornographic thing. So I wish there was less fan service in that sense, specifically to where it doesn't help the story and it's just to sell like porn essentially. I think it takes away from the story and storytelling a lot.
That's one thing I will say, like Fairy Tail, I keep recommending it to. It's my favorite anime. I love it. But there is a lot of fan service, but Fairy Tail does this thing where they almost make fun of other animes doing it, so it kind of works.
Like it's satire?
Yeah, like well, they make fun of Yu-Gi-Oh! A bunch. They make fun of other, they make fun of Inuyasha a few times. They make fun of Yu Yu Hakusho in a couple episodes. But the fan service, they overplay it. I think it's a way to sort of play into the satire of other anime. Or because they're just horny. I don't know.
You could do sexual humor the right way. I just think it's being done just to do it. That's sort of the issue I have with it. Kill la Kill did it right, I think, for the most part, actually. But because it came from Panty and Stalking, that's Panty and Stalking walked so Kill la Kill could run. So it kind of started from that. Like that was the intention. That's the whole thing. They did go a little over the top in some parts for sure, but like that was part of the story. That was part of their gag because the prior anime that they made, Panty and Stocking, which they're just now bringing back, did that initially. So, but I do think that sexual humor can be done right. What were you gonna say? In some aspects, yeah, it is.
I noticed like around almost the same time, that's when West was starting to get like woke as hell. Japan was starting to just get into like the gooning gala. So like the more
Gooning gala?
Yeah, like they just they're just trying to like accumulate as much Coomer brain as possible so they don't have to.
Yeah, because it's addictive. That's why they want to accumulate so much Coomer brain, as he called it, because that's a way to keep someone coming back. It's a very cheap way of doing it. It's very low skill. That's why they do it. And that's why I don't like it when it's done just to throw it in there as opposed to being integrated in the story versus like Kill la Kill, for example, it's like, oh, it's their clothes that give them the power, and the less they wear is more, it gives them power. So at least they try to integrate it, and it's kind of Gainex's, and they turned to a different studio now.
That's kind of triggers with Urza and Fairy Tail as well. I keep mentioning Fairy Tail, but that's what Urza does. Well, she can re-equip and just bring in other weapons and things from different universes. But again, Fairy Tail, I think you would enjoy Fairy Tail for the exact reason. They sort of play on what other animes do and make fun of it. So like,
raise your hand if you think I should watch Fairy Tail. Oh, okay. So I should watch it like decently? Oh, okay.
One time when I was in the second grade, I told this girl that I was a fairy for a week. I was like, when I go home, I turn into like this little fairy and I fly around my backyard. And then at the end of the week, I told her I was lying and she was so upset. I'm like, you're stupid. How could you believe that? But she did.
That means you were cute enough for her to believe you, though. That's
I know.
That's a compliment.
I'm a fairy, guys. I'm going to be floating around out there later. Try to catch me if you can.
I actually have a question for you guys.
Ooh, yes.
The horny man.
What is your favorite cartoon from the early 2000s?
can you come up here and say into the microphone so the
We
chat
can hear him.
Right for the chat.
Don't
might not
make
be-
him do extra movements.
What is your favorite cartoon from the 90s and 2000s? Mine is Megas XLR. It's a really good show. Yeah,
it
they
about?
canceled it, sadly. It was really
Like
good.
Seinfeld. Okay.
Invader Zim. Invader Zim.
Powerpuff Girls.
I gotta say, Recess is one of the best.
I really liked Animaniacs. All right, Steve Zissou has a question.
Yeah. So I
Is that his costume?
So I watched anime back in like the early 2000s, just Toonami and all that, and it was real big then, commercials all the time, and it just kind of dipped. Like everyone stopped watching. Now it's coming back again. Do you feel like we're at the peak and it's gonna just dive like it did back in the early 2000s?
I think just trends change. That's just how it is. I am really happy to see more of this stuff from like when I grew up coming back into the play, and we can actually like get involved, like actually watch all the things that we were into when we were kids and we were growing up. But that's another thing too, is that this is a play on nostalgia. This is a marketing based on nostalgia. So just the same way it went out of trend, it's going to go out of trend again. It's just how it works.
It seems like there's like a stigma. You watch it like because it was only big for like 4 or 5 years and it nosedived. It was like
You had your question. Sit down. I'm just fucking with you.
And like, I'm wondering, do you think everyone's just going to, in like another year or two, just dip out and everyone's gonna like, oh, all those people are still weirdos?
Oh, is it like a craze? That's what you're asking? I mean, it's had some staying power though, and it's only grown since. So I don't think it's just a craze.
Really started kicking off.
I mean,
Because no one had anything else to do but watch anime all day. Because you're all stuck at home.
I was watching Tiger King. That I changed my answer. That was my favorite show. I love the laugh from inside the Bane mask. It smells so bad in here.
Can you breathe in that, by the way? Are you okay? Like, are you okay?
I'm doing fantastically. The only problem is the exhalation condensation stays inside the mask.
Are you gonna pass out anytime soon? Like,
He's fine. He just has to dump out the bottom every few minutes. He has to dump the water out like an old air conditioner, like a humidifier machine.
You'll pass out if y'all gonna give him mouth.
Sorry you asked.
We're all gonna give you mouth to mouth.
I just want to make sure you don't pass out. You don't have to call an ambulance or something.
I'm fine. Thank you very much for your concern.
I wouldn't call anyone. I'd just leave you there.
You look like a passed out drunk.
Okay. Final questions. We have. Oops. Did you? Are you okay?
I watched it so hard.
Wait, was that intent? Was that like a sick move you did?
Well, I was trying to go in there.
Try it again.
Get on camera this time.
All right. Now don't tear anything. Watch your taint. Okay. I didn't see that because of the desk, but.
Thank you. Even though I sucked.
You were great. Don't talk negatively about yourself.
That raises my self-esteem a lot. Thank you, Lila.
Yes, you're awesome.
All right. Brittany, I know I'm bringing a throwback for you because I will not let this. This is how
I feel like you should do another roll on the floor.
Can you Naruto run across the stage for us really quick?
Sure, why not? I'll do that and then I'll ask a question.
Are people still doing that? Okay. I thought that and the floss dance were both out.
Actually, Sonic did that before Naruto.
I feel like he should have the autism shirt.
You should have said this autistic, but I still fuck.
Louis Rossman, but if you were autistic.
Autistic, but I be fucking.
That's a good shirt idea.
Okay, what's your question?
Let them come.
Speaking of coming, anyways.
That's what he plays after he.
That was his question. Be seated.
That was Optimus Prime, by the way. Brittany, sorry.
He's nervous. It's very exciting because he's seeing us in person for the first time. He's been watching.
No, you guys are buck breaking right now.
Okay.
I touched you.
Terrible.
Anyways, to this day, do you still believe Corey in the House is an anime?
Cory in the House is not an anime. The Channel 4 people need to stop saying it. It's really annoying. He doesn't even have anime eyes. And he's black. Black people aren't in anime.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up unless anybody has
A burning desire. Is there a burning desire in the room? Please get checked if you do.
Thank you.
Thor. Yes, Thor.
It's a Thor.
All right. Last question from Thor.
Thank you. My question is, besides my stupid ass, what is the cringiest / funniest costume you've seen here at any convention or the one currently you're at?
I always love the ones that have like a fan inside them that like are puffy. Like I saw a Pikachu. I saw a man in like a big shark costume. I saw a goldfish with a chainsaw on his head. So
The blow-up costumes are actually really fun to be inside. Like, they're actually really entertaining because the problem is if you spend too much time in them, it gets really hot. So, but
I saw a guy in the Winnie the Pooh.
a Winnie the Pooh costume?
Yep, took a picture with him.
Was it like a blow-up or a onesie?
A whole costume.
How intoxicated was he?
I saw a naked person, but that was just a homeless man in Austin.
I'm tired of the men in maid costumes. Get more creative. You're gonna walk around looking like that.
the
Get more
most
creative.
interesting I learned about the anime convention is that they won't sell you alcohol if you have a mask covering your whole face. Yeah. Maybe because they can't see how drunk you are or that you're your ID. Yeah.
I'm really sick of seeing furries at these conventions. They have furry conventions. Why are
You're
you
gonna walk
here?
all the furries.
Don't hate on the furries.
Here,
I
listen.
love furries.
Listen,
I think they're
They
awesome.
have conventions just for furries. Okay, they don't need to be an anime convention.
I think all the furries should watch SimpCast. We welcome furries. I do.
I don't. It says, have you guys ever asked them if they wash their costumes? Pro tip, they don't. And they do sex in them.
You're supposed
and
to
then they
wash your
walk around in
costume?
them doing water sports. Okay. Do you guys know what water sports are?
All right,
You don't
that
want
might
to know
be
water
a good
sports
spot
are.
to end the panel. Thank you so much for coming to whatever this was. Follow us all on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever they'll have us on the internet. We got Lila, Hart, Melonie Mac. I'm Chrissie Mayr. This is Brittany Venti, and this is Ashton, Blaze, Witty, whatever you want to go by. Ashton, Birdie. Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming.
We'll see you at the bar. And if you want a free t-shirt, I'll see you downstairs. Bye. Come on, Sam.
You said totally before I made my video. You know I didn't know that. Yeah, Brittany, can I get your autograph, please?
The ratio is only like 12 to 1.
So the only Sailor Jupiter I've seen was a man. I was trying to get all 5 Sailor Scouts.
I think the race finder all
Oh, we're still alive, by the way.
Mine goes like this. It collapses.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so you're
like
going to sit collapse.
Yeah, you don't sit on top of it or it'll like flash out.
I'm going to read the super chats. From Andrew Rob, hey Melanie, your sailor. Mars cosplay looks amazing. I'm glad you made it to the con safely, and I wish you a safe journey home too. I'm on my way to the range, so wish me luck and God bless you. Thanks, Andrew Rob. Wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. Thank you, Scott McKenzie. Thanks, ladies, for coming to Houston, bringing some class and fun along with great humor in the midst of the cultural storm. Staying true to yourselves. That's a couple spelling errors, but thank you, Scott. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Houston time. We'll be doing another SimpCast from my hotel room. Goodbye.